Hey everybody, welcome back to Cody Tarot. I'm your tarot reader, Cody. So for today's pick a card, we're going to be doing Who is Coming Towards You. This could be someone in love, this could be someone in business, this could be an enemy. We're going to be pulling cards to see exactly what this person's intentions are who is coming towards you and how they will kind of be approaching you and what do they actually want from you. That's kind of what the pick a card's going for. I am kind of keeping this in mind, trying to make this more love readings or have this as a focus on love, but sometimes tarot just wants to come through with something else, so I'm leaving it open for that opportunity as well. So without further ado, let's get into the groups. We have our first group is Blue Lace Agate. Our second group is Green Jade. Our third group is Citrine. Let's take all the time you need to pick your crystal. You can pause the video here if you need to. With that said, there is no right or wrong way to pick your crystal. Whichever way gets you the most accurate reading is the correct way. So with that said, let's get into the reading, starting with group number 1, the Blue Lace Agate. Hey, group 1, this is if you picked the Blue Lace Agate right here. So let's get into your reading. So I'm pre-drawing oracle cards for this reading, but I'm going to be shuffling the tarot cards on camera. So let's see, your oracle card that you got was Advocate, and your wisdom of the oracle cards, we have Leg Up and To the Sea. So, oh, and these are actually called archetype cards if you're curious about that. So let's get into your tarot cards. I'm going to be pulling a Light Seers tarot card. I think I want to pull 1 to 2, or sometimes tarot has a mind of its own, so whichever ones come out, but I want to pull 1 to 2 based on like the intentions of this person, like what is the area of life that they are coming at you, like how are they coming at you, what is the message here. We have 4 of Pentacles. Let's get one more card for confirmation. This one wants to come out. We have the Hierophant. Okay. And we're going to pull these Revelations tarot cards for the rest of the reading right here. I'm going to pull the 3 tarot cards for right there. I think we only have room on the table for 3, actually. Let me see if we can. Trying to find a way to organize this. It's like group 1's purpose in my readings is like, how am I going to organize these cards? Okay, so let's get some cards. Okay, we have 5 cards showing up. I don't know, that's too many. I'm gonna try and get, just to do this with 3. Let's see, okay. Let's just do this with 3 cards. Get 3 cards for this reading. This one wants to come out. We have 8 of Swords in reverse. Stick that right there. We need 2 more. Take these bottom 2. We have the Ace of Pentacles upright and the 10 of Wands, which I pulled out reverse, but I just felt like flipping it upright, so I'm going to go with that. I'm going to flip it upright for this reading. This deck's really cool because it has different like pictures for the reverse or for the upright or the reverse, so that's kind of an interesting thing. Okay, so we have space for 1 more card down below, and I'm seeing the table, and that part of the table is kind of empty, so I'm going to pull 1 more card out of my Making Magic Oracle deck to wrap up what we got here. So we need 1 card from the Making Magic deck. Okay, we have 2. We have Happy Love and Self-Confidence. Let me see if I can, this is a crowded table. They all fit. At least they all fit. I can pull these down a little bit, give them some space. One thing that I'm seeing right off the bat, well, especially with Advocate here, this person is definitely coming at you in a positive way or a positive light. They want to, how do I put this? They're kind of wanting to show their appreciation towards you, and they're coming at you in kind of a variety of ways. The main way they're coming at you, we have Pentacles here, so they're coming at you in some kind of practical way with business or with dealing with money or resources or something like that. This person's coming in with that kind of practical goal in mind. I'm taking these cards right here to signify what kind of goal they're coming at you with. So if I get Pentacles card, it's a practical goal. Swords card, it's going to be more of a challenge. Someone's coming at you with a challenge or some kind of confrontation. If it's a Cups card, I'm taking that as friendship, and Wands I'm taking as like romantic, lusty, passionate kind of vibe like that. So what I'm seeing with the Four of Pentacles and the Hierophant, this person's coming at you with the intention to teach you kind of how to manage your money better is kind of what I'm seeing, or they're actually trying to help you with some kind of practical goal. I see with the Ace of Pentacles, they're willing to invest in you. They're willing to invest and kind of make that investment into your business, your project, whatever that is. And they're coming at you to help invest into that, what you have going on with your work. With the Ten of Wands here, I definitely see they have noticed that you have been working really hard and that you've been putting in a lot of effort. I am seeing that effort is a key thing here, not necessarily talent. I'm not saying you guys aren't talented. I'm just saying they've noticed specifically your effort, the effort that you've been putting into your tasks and your projects. They're noticing how much work you put into every day. And it could even be with the Ten of Wands that you're taking on responsibilities of others, and they notice how well you are maybe in a leadership position, or how well you take on certain tasks or duties or something like that. So you are being acknowledged. For some of you, this could be a promotion, but for most of you, I see this as someone who wants to come in and help manage things better for you or something like that. This could be someone who's coming in. Maybe you guys are thinking about hiring a secretary or a personal assistant or something like that, because this could also be that someone who's kind of like seen you work or looked at you from afar, and they really want to help you manage those things. With the Hierophant here, I am seeing that either there is kind of this aspect with the staircase here that one of you is in a higher position than the other one. So whether this is someone coming in to work for you or someone who is going to help you out and kind of promote you, there is that kind of leveling up experience that we're seeing with the Hierophant. And we're also seeing with the Four of Pentacles, I am thinking of this as like a closed unit. So we're also seeing this as kind of a closed unit. I feel like you and this person might work on a lot of projects in private. It might not be in a bigger group atmosphere. It might be one-on-one. And this, with the Hierophant here, this could be in somewhat of an advisory capacity, whether, you know, they're advising you and how they're organizing your life, like with this, the effect of like a personal assistant or something like that. Or on the other side, if you're in a leadership position and you're promoting, or if they're in a leadership position and they're promoting you into a certain place and they're just telling you the ropes of the new position, like, okay, this new position has this, we've noticed how hard you're working. I want to offer you this new money-making opportunity. It could be with the Four of Pentacles, a secretive deal. Is kind of what I'm seeing here too, that this could be something that is under the radar or something that you can't talk about, like some kind of business deal that you can't talk about yet, in order to kind of preserve the privacy or the sanctity of whatever this business is. It's kind of like a secret thing. Maybe it could be, because I'm thinking so much about PR and advertising and stuff like that and marketing, it could be that they want to work with you on a product, but they don't want you to talk to anyone about it because they're not ready to share it with the world yet. It has to have kind of like a reveal. So you could be on kind of like the secret in of like some kind of financial deal or something like that. With Eight of Swords here, I see that you've been feeling a little hopeless in the sense of like, it feels like you've been bound up, like you can't move, or it feels like in your life lately that there's some kind of aspect where you can't make moves in your career, or you feel tied down to your position, or you feel tied down to what you're doing or something like that. And I am seeing that it's not necessarily the work you're putting in for others. I see that that part is kind of enjoyable for you. It's more the fact of like your position in life and kind of like where you're at financially is kind of what I'm seeing coming up. And I'm seeing this person is here to liberate you from those fears or those bonds. There might be a component of psychology discussed between both of you, like you expressing fears to this person and them releasing those fears from you, or telling you about a specific piece of information, and that kind of releases your fears or makes you feel better about things. I see with happy love here, this person that's coming towards you, this advocate who really believes in you. Like this advocate is someone who like has seen you work and believes in you. With happy love, a joyful, stable partnership, and good friends, I am seeing that this person could be a very good friend in the long run. And I feel like there's a sense of joy and happiness to this connection. So I feel like you guys will have a good sense of humor. I feel like if you're working together with this person, that you'll have a good like ability to collaborate. You'll have that good simpatico energy, basically. Yeah, I see that they're also bringing you a sense of self-confidence. So whatever your position is in life or career or whatever you want to work towards or whatever efforts you've been putting in that are going to get noticed, I see that this kind of attention brings you a lot of self-confidence. It makes you realize like, wow, the effort I'm putting in is making a difference, or the effort that I'm putting in is helping others, or the effort that I'm putting in is going to make me successful. You know, it's like that kind of ability that kind of makes you think like, okay, so there is an up and up out of this situation. There is some kind of way I can move through this. With To the Sea, I definitely see that it's interesting because this kind of card like makes me think of loneliness. And I do feel that there might even be a sense of loneliness in this new position. That's like really the only downside that I'm seeing, or there is a fear of isolation. So that's what I'm seeing also with the Four of Pentacles, that secretiveness or something. There is a fear of like, maybe I can't talk about this job to others, or maybe there's something along the lines of, it's like you have a clear direction, but without this person, it's like you have to go at it alone. That's kind of what I'm seeing, is that you kind of have to go on this journey alone, or there's parts of this journey that are alone. This is also reminding me of the Six of Swords right here. But yeah, because the space around this woman is so empty and her head's bound down, I'm seeing it's not all butterflies and sunshine, essentially. There are some aspects to it where there is kind of a sense of loneliness, probably because with the sea here, there's like a bigger expansiveness to this thing. And I feel like there's kind of that element where the job itself, not necessarily the work itself, it's just like the concept of what you're working with could seem expansive or lonely. This is also making me think of, I know I was talking about marketing, I know I'm jumping from that, but this could also make me think of like a counseling position or something along the lines where you're studying something that deals with the expansive philosophical principles. So for example, you might be dealing with stuff and like ideas that are so big and beyond the human capacity to understand that you might actually feel a sense of loneliness dealing with these types of ideas. Another feeling I can get from this card is that you might feel when you first start this new position, or the position this person's offering you, or just the fact that this person is helping you or how they're operating with you, you might feel a sense of loneliness based on the initial beginnings of this kind of project, basically. Little pangs of loneliness. Although with a leg up, I do see that this is a very like supportive position, and this help is kind of a long time coming. It's like, yes, you've needed this help. I've been like waiting for this kind of help in my career or in my practical areas of my life for a while now. We also see the Four of Pentacles here, going back to the loneliness thing, not to like beat a dead horse or whatever. What is that? That's not the phrase, right? Okay. Four of Pentacles with the city in the background and her standing over here, clutching her resources. I do feel there is this sense of secretiveness or privacy to this kind of thing, and that could create the loneliness that is happening in this particular position, just because I feel like you have to be away from others in this position, or you have to work a little bit more isolated in this position. Even though you're working with this person and this person is a connection that you have through this position, there is that kind of sense of loneliness as well. So keep that in mind. But it's interesting because I see it almost doesn't bother you as much as like this kind of fear of like being trapped did, if that makes sense. It feels like this new job is giving you a sense of freedom to explore, that even though it's like an isolated position or there's kind of a sense of loneliness to it, you're at least free from that mindset of like being trapped in that kind of fear of like not being able to advance yourself in your career, not be able to advance yourself in your projects. It's like you guys are getting unstuck when this person comes into your life. It's like they've seen what you've been doing and you're getting unstuck. You're in sense, this feels very much like in a basic sense, like a promotion or something like that. Okay, I think I covered everything. Yeah, I'm going to end the reading there. If you guys enjoyed this reading, please like or comment below. If you really enjoyed this reading and you resonated with my energy, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We're always welcoming new subscribers here at Cody Tarot. And with that said, we are going to move on to group 2 with the green jade. Thank you guys again so much for letting me read for you. It was a pleasure. Hey, group 2, this is if you picked the green jade right here. Such a cool stone. It's a very light jade, I think. Fun fact, I got this from my aunt's backyard. She bought a whole bunch of jade pieces to put in her fountain, and I got this from her backyard. And another fun fact, she doesn't live there anymore. Anyway, let's move on to the reading. So I have the oracle cards pre-drawn out for us, and then I'm pretty much going to draw the tarot cards and this Making Magic deck. I'm going to draw some cards from there for this reading. So for your oracle cards, first off, you have Vampire. For your other oracle cards, you have Serendipity and Go the Distance. So let's get into these tarot cards that I'm going to pull now. I have 2 decks of tarot. These tarot cards that I'm pulling are for this person's intentions, like what they're coming in towards you about, or how they're going to kind of approach you. What kind of is the vibe for this connection? Okay. We have 4 cards, but I'm only going to take the top 2. We have Ace of Pentacles and the Hermit. Wow, very similar vibe to group 1 so far, but I'm sure this reading will be a little bit different. Okay. Let's get some tarot cards out here. Let's try to get 3. This one wants to come out. We have King of Pentacles. And we need, this one wants to come out too. We have the Devil in reverse. And let's get 1 more. And we have Judgment in reverse. Okay, and I'm going to draw these Making Magic cards, and we're going to get 2 of these cards for this connection, or just 1 card if only 1 wants to come out. We'll see, this one wants to come out. We have Sun. The golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. Wow. Okay. This is a very interesting reading because as I was looking over the cards, there's certain metaphors that came to mind after I looked over most of the cards. And there's kind of this vibe of this vampire person's kind of like, imagine yourself just like walking around and you meet this person, they're really cool, and you find out they're a vampire, right? And you're like, okay, I can only hang out with you at night because you're a vampire. You can't be around in the sun. But then eventually you feel like you have to leave them because you need to explore and create that success and freedom on your own in the sunlight, essentially. So we're talking about 2 different like worlds here. But let's get into the reading and I'll explain what all that means. So first with vampire, this person is very mysterious that's coming towards you. And you might think that they are, especially with vampire, I am thinking that they might look youthful or young, or like they're how do I put this? Their appearance and demeanor defies the time that they live in and the age that they are. So they might be like, they could either look very young, but be very old and have that very young, youthful look, even though they're very, very old. And they might talk like they're from a different time, or talk like they're from some other time and place than we are in now, if that makes sense. This person could be a little strange, but I am seeing they're very motivating, if that makes sense. And I feel like this person, they're coming at you with an opportunity to discuss money-making opportunities. I'm combining the Ace of Pentacles with the soul searching of the Hermit. And I am seeing they want to kind of talk to you alone about some specific money-making opportunity. Another thing that this Ace of Pentacles can represent, because I read this Ace of Pentacles as friendship sometimes, not sure where that interpretation came from, but sometimes I do read the Ace of Pentacles as friendship. So this person could be offering their friendship towards you, or offering a kind of friendship or a connection with you. I am seeing with the King of Pentacles over here, this person is very business savvy and they are very successful. They also want to make a success of you, or they're looking at you like making a success of you. So for some of you, you're also very successful and you're attracting this person who's also very successful. With the Hermit here and the Vampire card, I feel like this might feel like a drain on your energy, in the sense that, not that they're trying to take away from your success or your money or anything like that. I feel like it's a drain on your energy Because here I'm seeing that they're giving you money, right? With the Ace of Pentacles, it's like, here, take this, or let's discuss this opportunity, let's discuss this business proposition. But with Vampire here and the Hermit, it's like they want to take you away from your friends or your environment to just discuss projects and plans for the future. And I see that that might feel a little uncomfortable, or I'm seeing that the drain kind of comes from being alone with them. Like if you're alone with them for too long, you start to get tired or something like that. Even though they're coming at you with this kind of like friendship or business propositions, basically spending time alone with them feels a little draining. It's like you kind of want to be out in public or partying or doing different things with people, or maybe you want to take your business ideas to a larger group and they want to kind of keep it reserved and just between both of you. But I am seeing that there's this kind of element where it's like when you're alone with this person, it does feel like a slight drain on your energy. That's why with the Sun here, I see you guys branching out away from this person eventually. I don't see this person being in your life for that long just because of this drain factor. I don't think that's sustainable for a longer term kind of commitment. Now I do see with the friendship thing, just because friends, like when we have friends, we don't really expect too much from them, right? Friends can kind of come and go in our life and we can kind of do our own thing with friends, right? So I'm saying that if this person becomes a friend, it's probably going to be a friend with more of like a Uranian kind of connection. Because basically that's kind of like a connection where you can kind of let them go their own way and you kind of go your own way and you don't really put too many restrictions on each other. It's kind of like a bigger sphere of friend group, basically. Now, what I'm seeing here with the Devil in reverse, I am seeing that this person wants you to, they're trying to get you to break away from some negative habit in your life that is hurting your resources or your finances. We see all these gold coins in the middle of the Devil card. Let me see that. And we see that this man right here is like pumped. He has his arms pumped and there's all these gold coins right here. So it's just indicating that he or she or this person feels strong without these specific types of things that are in their life, and they want you to break away from those things as well. So other things that this could be is like with the Devil card, it's like typical Devil stuff. I say this every time I get the Devil card. It's like it could be, drinking, drugs, food addiction, like anything that's like shopping addiction, anything with the material or the physical world that you're indulging in too much, that's kind of numbing your energy. You feel kind of burnout by this kind of overactivity in that realm. And so there's something along those lines that they're trying to get you to break away from. Some one of your habits, basically. Now it's interesting because I see with the Judgment card here, if you look at this person, the Judgment card, let me see if I can get that in the screen. The Judgment, like down here, they're blowing the horn, this person's trumpet, they're like welcoming the call. This person's blowing the horn and this person's covering their ears. They can't stand the sound. So I'm definitely seeing right here that like, you might get a little annoyed with this person, like, okay, I get it. I don't, you might say like, I don't want to have this habit either, but it's like, I'm stuck doing it. With the Devil card, that could be an aspect to this kind of habit that they're pointing out in your life. Or you feel like you don't want to break away from it, but I feel like their motivation is they're trying to get you to break away from some habit. I just feel like you guys don't want to hear it. You're like, no, I don't want to hear it. Let's just talk about this business project because that's what, we initially started our connection to do. I do see with the King of Pentacles, there could be some spending money on each other, like kind of like in a very egalitarian Jupiter type expansive blessing thing in that department where you guys easily spend money on or for each other and for each other's projects and business proposals and stuff like that. The business project itself might require some isolation is kind of what I'm seeing as well. So this might be a person who, maybe if you guys are artists and this is another artist, this is a person who wants to do art collaborations with you, but maybe it requires, going up into the mountains into a tent and just painting for like 5 months straight without any social contact and just churning out those paintings, right? Maybe that's how they like to work or something and they're trying to get you roped into that work environment or something like that. There is something with whatever the project is, it requires some kind of isolation. Now it's interesting with serendipity and go the distance. I am seeing that, I know I mentioned that I'm not seeing this connection lasting very long, but I'm seeing the effects of this connection lasting a very long time. So for example, with go the distance and serendipity, this connection is spurring you on to bigger and better things in your environment. I also see that if you do, I know it sounds annoying when they're talking about this breaking away from this habit, but if you do break away from this habit they're talking about and you kind of overcome it, and remember, this is not something that's like something that's like integral to yourself. It's something that you feel trapped by. That's kind of what the devil card represents. There's those chains hanging around the two people in the devil card, and it's like it's something that you're tied to, if that makes sense, beyond your willpower. Basically, it's kind of like that, such a temptation, you know. I do see if you break away from this particular habit with serendipity here, you will have a very serendipitous life from that point forward, at least for a while. I see with this woman floating in like, it's like she's on this, like she has this lucky shamrock right here and she's flying, you know, it's like floating her into the sky. I definitely see, it's interesting because the 18 adds up to 9, 1 and 8 adds up to 9, and that represents letting go. I definitely see you're kind of letting go of the earth below your feet. It's like when you get rid of this bad habit, it's like you feel like you're floating on air. It's like, whoa, I feel so surreal. Like I feel like I haven't felt in a very long time. Like I feel so happy and peaceful. And with the shamrock represented here, I see that that floating, serene feeling is going to bring you a lot of luck and fortuitous events in your life. With go the distance here, I am seeing the business projects they're discussing with you do have potential for very long-term future goals, something that's going to last for a very long time. Now, you might not want to work with this person for a very long time because I do see that on some aspects they do grate on you just a little bit. It's not like someone you would keep in your life for forever. But with the go the distance card, I am seeing that you would, with this kind of like idea or this activity or something, you might want to break away and do this on your own and kind of take it further and further and further. I am seeing that. But yeah, main thing that I'm seeing with the sun, and going back to the initial metaphor that I started the reading with, right? I feel like this vampire person, it kind of pulls you into their world or their isolation or something like that. And that's kind of the nighttime as the metaphor for this metaphor, right? And with the sun here, it says the golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. It's almost like when you break away from this person and start acting on your own, taking stuff you formulated with them in this soul searching mode. This hermit mode in here, you can think of soul searching, and with the Ace of Pentacles, it's like brainstorming those practical ideas. Then once you move out with the sun, when the sun comes up and that light shines and this vampire person has to go hide away because they can't be in the sunlight, when that sun's up and you're on your own, you're doing your own thing, and this kind of like, even if you, the bad habit thing is like, even if you do or don't get over this bad habit, this sun energy is still coming for this business project, basically. It's just kind of like a side thing that they're also trying to help you with. But the sun's going to come up and you'll be able to explore on your own. You'll feel that success coming on your own. You'll feel those opportunities arise on your own. And really, I see that kind of like helping you out in a very long-term fashion. So in that way, this person's a really good energy for you to kind of light that fire under your belly, basically. So yeah. All right, I'm going to end the reading there. If you guys like this reading, please like or comment below. If you really enjoyed this reading, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I post pick cards like this once every 1 to 2 weeks, and we're always welcoming new subscribers here at Cody Tarot. And with that said, we're going to move on to the third group with the Citrine. Thank you guys again so much for letting me read for you. It was an honor. Hey, group 3. This is if you picked the Citrine right here. See if I can get a good shot of those crystals. Hard to kind of see this one, but yeah, this is your reading if you picked the Citrine crystal. I already drew the oracle cards today, and they are, you got Thief, you got Yin, and Between Worlds. I'm going to draw the tarot cards right now for these tarot cards I'm drawing for what kind of like energy this person is representing in your life. So let's see. Okay, we have King of Wands. Okay. We also have, let's get one more card. Seven of Cups. Oh, cool. So groups 1 and 2 were business connections. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a relationship connection or someone coming in wanting a relationship. But I'll see after we see these cards, because I'm drawing wands for sexual energy and cups for friendship energy or like relationship energy, basically. So let's get the Revelations cards and see what wants to come through. What cards want to come out for? This one wants to come out. We have the Hangman. We also have the Queen of Pentacles. I think this one definitely wants to come out. We have the Five of Wands. Wow, okay. Let me put these all. Okay, and then I'm going to pull a Making Magic card, and then we will get right into the reading. This card wants to come out. We have fire. The element of fire holds new life, renewed passion, and positive transformation. This is one of those readings where looking it over, usually sometimes you guys will hear me in my reading say, oh, I'm looking it over, but I didn't get the full reading, and I'm just kind of gonna, see what comes up in the reading as I go, like as I keep talking, basically. But this reading, I was really like called to stop and really look everything over and kind of really see what's going on and take a moment, even though I saw everything, take another moment to look it over even further. For some reason, there's something about the thoroughness of looking this reading over that was very important. So I definitely looked everything over pretty thoroughly. I did a double check and like waited at least like 2 minutes before seeing like, are there any other messages coming through? So I want to make sure to get all the messages for you guys. So, okay, so first with Thief, this person coming towards you, this is kind of in a way representing part of their personality. They seem a little shady to others. Now, they might not seem shady to you, or they may seem shady to you, but they seem a little shady to others. And this is coming through too. When I initially pulled this card, I thought if this is a romantic connection, the metaphor is definitely gonna be they want to steal your heart, like, so that's coming through, like they stole your heart or something like that. So this is interesting because I definitely see a romantic connection. With King of Wands, this person is ready for like a sexual connection with a partner, and they definitely want it with you. Like they're definitely ready. They're going to make it very clear that they want this connection with you. They're going to be very upfront about it. With Thief here though, they do seem slightly shady. I don't think they are in the long run, and I do see that you stay with this person for a while, or you kind of engage in a connection, only if you guys want to, obviously. You can control your own destiny, but there is this aspect where you kind of stay with them for a while after you meet them. It kind of is really, it seems really compatible, to be honest, in kind of a really cool, beautiful way. But let's get into the rest of the reading. I see with the Hangman here, we'll start with the Hangman. I see with the Hangman here, this is kind of representing your guys' current position, or where you will be before you meet this person, or before this person comes in. I'm assuming it's your current position just because if this is the next person coming in, this is going to be your position right before you meet them. But with the Hangman, I see that you have this kind of timeout on life. You're kind of in this pause or this impasse where nothing's really happening. There's like a stasis in your life. You might be doing your daily routine, but nothing new or exciting is coming in. It just feels like you've been in this period of stasis for a while now. I see that this partly, at least on the romantic sphere, was you guys waiting for the right partner. But I do see this was grating on you, or it is grating on you right now. It's kind of like there's an aspect of like, oh man, when are they going to come? When is this person showing up, right? And I feel like it's kind of one of those things where you're learning a lot about relationships from taking this time out from relationships. It's like, wow, I'm gaining so much knowledge, but I kind of want to apply it. I need the next relationship to apply it. And I kind of see that this person coming in is that kind of person to apply what you've learned to this next prospective partner. With Seven of Cups here, this is representing how they're approaching you as well. It's kind of representing that they want, with King of Wands, this is kind of representing their sexual energy, that they want a sexual commitment with you or a sexual connection with you, and they are ready to start that right away. I also see with the Hangman, another thing that might be interesting about you guys is you might not want to engage in a kind of purely physical relationship right away. And that's a good thing because I see that builds more connection in the long run. But with the Hangman here, I see that you guys kind of are, because you're in this break period, you're like flattered that this person likes you, but you're almost looking for kind of a connection on a more like a psychological or intimate with your personalities, or just compatibility. Like you're looking for that kind of compatibility. And I see at first, it's difficult for this Thief person to kind of figure you out. We see that again here with the Seven of Cups, with all these cups upside down and him looking, and he's trying to guess like which cup has what in it, They're kind of looking at you that way, like what is this person like? What's their personality like? The cool thing about this connection, I feel like this person that's coming towards you has never met someone like you before. I feel like you seem really unique and individual to this person, and that's something that really excites them. They're like, whoa, I've never met a person like this before. This is crazy. Like, how do I approach them? What do I do for them? how can I court them? Like, how can I get a connection with them? So although there is kind of like a sexual chemistry on their end right away, they're also still trying to figure out how to approach you, how to talk to you, how to get along with you. With the Queen of Pentacles here, I often receive the Queen of Pentacles and see the Queen of Pentacles as someone who has this kind of crystal ball pentacle that looks into the past. And I am seeing that one thing that is going to be beneficial is if you tell this person stories about your past, because I am feeling that they will connect with you better on like how you grew up and who you've become since day one versus like how you are right now or your interests right now. If you kind of explain the story behind how you grew up, this person kind of thinks long-term like that in a sense. So I definitely see that although they're trying on these different, they're kind of looking for a way, for an in to talk to you, at least when they first approach you. But I see that when you kind of connect with them about past situations, you guys have a really good camaraderie, good connection. With Five of Wands here, this is interesting because this can be more of a competitive vibe, but it's not competitive in the way you would think. I see it is really representing like a strong sexual connection between you two. But at the same time, it kind of creates a vibe where you guys are kind of compete against each other in like daily life. And that kind of brings a spark to your sexual connection. So for example, this could be in just like a good example of competitiveness would be in kind of discussion with someone or arguing with someone where there's different perspectives. The Five of Wands can talk about that, where it's like they might have a certain perspective on an issue. You might bring up a perspective and they might argue their position, or they might say like, you know, I believe this, and you say, oh, well, I believe this, and you guys try to find a common ground through that kind of like arguing your positions. I see that debate is a lot of fun for this person, like intellectual sparring, and also I see that kind of like in the physical component, in the physical connection, that's going to be fun for them as well. This person could be into competitive sports, or they could go to the gym a lot, or they could compete against other people of the same sex or the same gender as them. They might see, you know, they might be, what I'm seeing is they could be a little jealous in the sense that they kind of want you to themselves, if that makes sense. And they don't want kind of anyone else getting in the way of that, if that makes sense. But at the same time, with the Five of Wands here, they like a little bit of healthy competition. So it's like, they might have a solid group of friends, for example, that they debate certain topics with, and their friends might joke around with them, like, hey man, your girlfriend's pretty hot, I might take her, and they might like put them in their place and say, no, she's mine, or something like that. Or it applies also if you're a guy watching my channel, she might, your girlfriend's lady friends might say like, oh, he's hot, I'm gonna take him, and she'll be like, no bitch, no girl, like that's my man, you know? So I'm definitely seeing there is this kind of playful competitiveness that is aspected, at least in their side of the connection. It might not be in your side of the connection, but I am seeing it in their side of the connection. They have this kind of bond with their friends or teammates or something like that. I'm sensing sports teams for a lot of this, for some people with this person that's coming in. They might actually enjoy like debating or competitive sports or something like that. And that's just kind of something that's coming in that's basically saying that aspect of them is going to be really pleasurable in the bedroom for you guys. But with the Queen of Pentacles here, I see you guys with this more earthy component, more nurturing, more care, like more of a caregiver type basically. And they're kind of ready to like commit essentially. It's interesting because I feel like with this kind of this searching that they're doing in the beginning of the connection, I got a head shift that told me that you guys might not like that aspect of them, that they're trying to find a way to communicate with you, right? But with fire here, the element of fire heralds new life, renewed passion, and positive transformation. I am saying that this is just because you have never met a person like this before, and they have never met a person like you before. So you both are in a brand new experience with each other. And also with the element of fire, I see that this passion or this excitement between both of you creates like new, like passion and positive transformation. I see that your sex life is very renewing. You might leave having like an intimate moment with this person and kind of feel rejuvenated, refreshed, more energetic, ready to take on the world. Something along those lines is coming through with your guys' kind of intimate life. Also in discussion where you guys share different opinions, that might also give you that sense of renewal, but I am seeing mostly a physical component that gives you that sense of renewal. One thing that I am seeing with yin, one thing that is important for both of you and that you both learn to do in this connection is receive and kind of get in touch with your feminine energies. Now, that might sound contradictory because we're talking about all this like competition, sports, stuff like that. But I am saying this is something that you teach them primarily, but it's also something in the connection that you both learn. So over time, you both learn to receive from life, to receive from your own partnership, and to really be in harmony with each other is kind of what I'm seeing. This also plays into between worlds with yin here. It's funny because the Hermit card came out in the last group, and I don't reshuffle cards for every single pile. I like to have different cards for each pile, at least this point in my tarot reading journey. I have had the previous opinion, but this point in my tarot reading journey, I have that opinion. But this is kind of representing Hermit energy, right? Because between worlds is showing me that you have your world and your lifestyle as this represented here by the Queen of Pentacles, and they as the King of Wands have their world and their lifestyle. Both your guys' worlds and lifestyle are kind of different from each other in that way. So you guys kind of learn how to be between worlds in the way you communicate, the way you live, the way you interact with people. I see when you're with their friends, you learn how to speak the language of their friends, and it comes easily, but it's not without some challenges, and vice versa. They learn to speak the language of your friends, and it comes easily to them, but not without some challenges. You know, there might be a little bit of mediating between you and your friends and them, and vice versa. But with the yin energy, I see that ultimately you guys really learn to receive and really learn to listen. Yin reminds me of listening. So when you guys are in those other person's world, it's like important, especially if this is kind of for you guys too, because I feel like you'll set a great example doing this. But when you're in their world with all their friends and all their people, it's like a good thing to focus on is just to listen, right? Listen to what's going on in your environment and receive what's going on in your environment. I see that that's going to be really important because they're going to learn this skill from you. They're going to learn how to listen from you. They're going to learn how to receive from their environment from you, and it's going to change their world. I feel like you guys watching this, you might be really receptive. You might be a good listener. You might be someone who really soaks up your environment and takes it in and kind of really processes it thoroughly. I see that kind of vibe really makes an impression on them. When they see you paying attention, they see you focusing and looking and listening, that really makes an impression on them. And they try to do that with your friend group. It's almost like they immediately mirror you, basically. And with between worlds, that's going to be really important because each of you is like learning so much about the other one and their lifestyle because it's like this brand new kind of relationship. With fire here, there's a lot of passion. There is kind of a vibe of opposites attract here, I'm not going to lie, and there's a lot of passion. There's a lot of discussion of ideas and opinions that you guys are going to have with each other. And I think definitely with their friend group, they're a little more competitive and combative. So it is, maybe it would be better to listen and kind of absorb that environment. And kind of just hear how they all communicate before you start jumping in with your communication style. That yin is going to be really important here for bridging the distance between those two worlds. It's funny because with the thief card here, this is either one of two things. This is either, you know, people in society think this person is shady and they might tell you that, like, oh, people always thought I was shady or something like that. Or this is something along the lines of, you know, you see them as kind of slightly shady, but also kind of sexy at the same time. It's like, there's this vibe of like, oh, this person's really hot, but at the same time, like, you know, what is their motive? You know, it's kind of one of those things. But you start to learn that's just because of the distance between both of you as far as like not knowing how to interact with this other person you've never met in this world before, you know? So with the Seven of Cups here, that's kind of what they're trying to do with you. They're trying to figure out how to interact. I do see a bonding agent, you guys talking about your past, where you came from, where you grew up, how you evolved from the person you started as to the person you are today is going to be really beneficial in this connection with this person. This yin card goes a little deeper as well. It goes into learning how to receive from the universe. And I think that's something that both of you learn pretty intimately as you guys are together. It's like you learn how to receive blessings from the outer world, not just from your connection or from your friends or your environment, but you learn how to receive on a much bigger scale, things that are coming in from a much larger scale. I think in the long run, travel might be important to you guys. I'm just getting this message right now. But I think maybe travel might be important to you guys in the long run, and just kind of going to different cultures and kind of immersing yourself and just listening to that culture, because I feel like that listening game is something you're both thoroughly gonna enjoy, and it's kind of like the excitement of your connection, kind of them being in your world and you being in their world, and kind of having that connection with them in a foreign environment, I think is something that really excites both of you. So with the Yin in Between Worlds card, I am saying that you guys might travel to go to different locations or places in the long run. If you say you end up getting married to this person, this is kind of the person that you want to go to different types of environments in, just to explore the environment, to see what you guys both absorb, and you guys can kind of discuss that and stuff. And I see a really positive relationship in that way. So with that said, I'm going to end the reading there. I really enjoyed reading for you guys. If you like the reading, please like or comment below. If you really like the reading, feel free to subscribe to my channel. We're always welcoming new subscribers here at Cody Tarot. And with that said, that was the last group for today. Just 3 groups tonight. Don't want to burn myself out too much. Still have some other stuff to do here. But anyway, TMI. You guys don't need to know that. Anyway, I'll see you guys later in the next pick a card. And bye. Have a good day or night wherever you are. And see you later. Bye.